What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, check this out. So right now, we are about 3 weeks out from this film dropping in theaters, The Marvels, which means we are about 3 weeks out from what, in my opinion, is going to be one of the most historic, epic flops in the history of cinema. Not just the Marvel Cinematic Universe, maybe in the history of all of cinema, because of the amount of money that they spent on this thing and what this thing is expected to make. They are probably looking at a huge flop of epic proportions. All right. So, circle the date on your calendar. This film comes out November 10. Circle November 12. That's going to be the Sunday after this film drops. And we're going to have a lot to talk about on that day, all right? Kevin Feige might be hitting the bottle. He might be hitting the sauce super hard on November 12th after those box office results come out. Because, yeah, you can see right now the early projections are 72% worse than Quantumania. And what they're referring to, all right, are the pre-sales, all right? Pre-sales are 72% worse than Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, which itself didn't do very good in the box office, all right? It didn't do much at all. It had a decent opening, I guess you could say a decent enough opening weekend. After that, it fell off the side of a cliff. And the reason that this one is going to also fall and not do well on the pre-sales or even afterwards, like, okay, look at the 3 leads. Now, you would look at this person and say, all right, who's this black chick over here on the right? If you didn't watch WandaVision, you have no idea who this person is. All right. You have no clue who this individual is. And even if you did watch WandaVision, I want y'all to consider something. WandaVision came out over 2.5 years ago, running up on 3 years ago. Okay. Remember, it came out in January of 2021. We are coming up on November of 2023. How many of y'all actually even remember this character? Probably very few of you. You're probably going to have to go back and watch WandaVision again to kind of refamiliarize yourself with this chick. So yeah, that's bad. And then you get over here to this chick on the left, and that's Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. One of the, well, actually, I'm saying the worst viewed Marvel Cinematic Disney Plus show. She was the worst one. And so barely anybody knows who this character is. I know nothing about this chick. I know nothing about her character. I don't care. And then, of course, you got, Queen Brie in the middle. And really nobody's like, man, I didn't even like her whatsoever. Don't let the $1 billion taste fool you. All right. $1 billion on that original film. Again, that's just because people like, yeah, I got to make sure I'm all caught up to date with all of the cinematic universe information for Endgame. Everybody was going back and watching everything. This film came out about 6 weeks, the original Captain Marvel came out about 6 weeks before Endgame. Everybody was like, yeah, I got to go and check that out. So I'm up to speed. I know everything that I need to know, even though you really didn't even need to watch Endgame. It was just to introduce her character, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's the reason why this film is getting this nice 72% worse than Ant-Man. Because look, nobody cares. Nobody cares about anything that's going on in this picture. And again, the pre-sales show it. This is the first IMAX showing, Thursday, November 9, the 5:45 p.m. showing at my local theater. And you can see, again, nobody's interested in showing up in the IMAX. Nobody whatsoever. And I went and said, okay, what if I was just to go in here and get a ticket? I click on that joint right there. All right, how much is a ticket? A ticket is $23.49 for one adult. That's a grip of money right now. For this chick, for this Brie Larson chick, I'm about to drop 23 bones? No. And then if you're taking a date, that's jumping up to $47. And then you got to get her snacks. Then you got to get her drinks. Depending on where you at, you might have to pay for some parking. Man, you're looking at least a good $80 to $100 for the Marvels. There's nobody checking for this, All right, so let's see what the 8:30 showing. Yes, I'm over 21. Let's see what the 8:30 showing is looking like. About the same. A few more people. But once again, it's about the same. Nobody is checking for this movie, man. This thing is going to flop and flop hard. I'm pretty sure as we get closer to November 10, there'll be more, seats filled up in here, as we get closer to opening weekend. But that's not going to matter. And God forbid these reviews that come out. Don't let the critics have anything to say, because this thing is going to really flop. But it's already going to flop. The fans ain't into this. Look, even Brie Larson seems to understand that, right? Brie Larson reportedly disillusioned with Marvel role after toxic backlash. They always try to call any kind of, criticism toxic. You know, especially when it comes to Brie Larson, or if you're criticizing any film with a female lead. You can't do that anymore. You have to be super positive, or you have to say something nice. You can't say, you know what, the film is trash. I don't like it. They didn't do this character right. You can't say any of that stuff. If it's a female lead, you're going to be considered a toxic person for having any kind of criticism. Well, as I said on the previous one, when we were talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe and how they got to reboot everything, starting with that Daredevil show, the toxic fans were right all along, okay? We were the ones that were telling y'all, hey, this stuff ain't working. Guys got to change directions, change course. This is trash. This is trash. They didn't want to listen, you know? So now they're dealing with flops. They're dealing with 72% down from Quantumania, and they're about to lose a ton of money. And Brie Larson ain't even trying to do this no more. Let's go ahead and check this out. According to a new report, Brie Larson may have become disillusioned about her Marvel role thanks to the toxic backlash from fans. You know what? You just gotta love how these cats just put everything on the fans. They put it all on the fans, not on Brie Larson. No. Brie Larson's perfect. She didn't do anything wrong, all right? She didn't make a whole bunch of negative comments directly at the fans, directed towards her own fan base. She didn't do that. Right? No, that didn't happen. Oh, Marvel didn't write some kind of a garbage movie, you know, the original Captain Marvel, that was boring and dull and nobody enjoyed this character. They didn't write a terrible character. Nope. That's not it at all. No, it's just toxic backlash from fans. You see, folks, whenever you're running into any struggles whatsoever, just blame other people. Take no accountability yourself. Don't say, you know what, we just didn't reach the fans the way we wanted to with this particular film. We just didn't reach them. We did our best, but unfortunately, we fell short. We'll do better next time. No. Don't do that. Just point fingers and say, oh, it's the toxic fans. It's unbelievable, man. Larson, who is set to lead the Marvels as Carol Danvers / Captain Marvel, has faced her fair share of critiques since joining the superpowered franchise. For better or for worse, the comic book movie genre / popcorn franchise entertainment has become inundated by trolls. You see, again, just blame them. Oh, it's trolls. It's just all trolls that have just come and just overran the place. They don't want to look at their role in this whole mess. You know, that you guys just came up with a whole bunch of garbage content. A whole lot of garbage content. And you're just feeding it and just feeding it and just feeding it to us. And then when we say, hey, this is garbage, what you doing, Marvel? In the first 3 phases, you was doing great. Now you're just making crap. Oh, you're a troll. You're a troll. That's what you are. All right. Just ridiculous, man. No accountability at all. In Larson's case, much of the criticism has come from, as her MCU co-star Samuel L. Jackson once put it, people who hate strong women, with sexist comments being made about her hero, the movie she stars in, and the actor herself. Yeah, all 3 of these, okay? All 3 of these were problematic to a high degree. But look, why do they always try to run with this? Oh, you hate strong women. People who hate strong women. Why do they always say that? As if we can't go back and look at the great female characters of history and film. You know, the amazing female characters played by strong women, all right? All of them played by very strong women and beloved. Fans love these characters. Got Princess Leia, you know, you got Sarah Connor, you got Ellen Ripley, you got the bride from Kill Bill, right? You got all of these great characters from the history of film. Trinity from The Matrix. Are you kidding me? What are we talking about here, Sam Jackson? Come on now. Shoot, man, we got Xena Warrior Princess, man. One of my favorites coming up. But, I mean, think about this. All of the great female characters, they never bring those folks up. They just say, oh, well, people hate strong women. That's what it is. You guys just hate strong women. Even though we loved all of those characters that I just named. We love those characters. Praise them. Put them up on a pedestal. This is the example you need to be following, Marvel, Disney, Star Wars, you name it. When it comes to writing female characters, write characters like that. But then no, they just come up with these empty words. And that's why we don't take y'all seriously no more. Brie Larson could be souring on her Marvel role. Yeah, we already soured on it. You a little late, Brie Larson. All right. As a part of the recently released MCU, The Reign of Marvel Studios, I got to get this book. This book sounds like dynamite. I keep reading stuff about it. Author Joanna Robinson revealed Larson has grown disillusioned with working with Marvel Studios. The future of those Marvel icons is unclear. The departure of franchise actors like Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, and Scarlett Johansson had already taken its toll, as had the shocking loss of Chadwick Boseman. But other MCU stalwarts were headed for the exits. The Guardians of the Galaxy cast went on a farewell tour. Brie Larson grew disillusioned, and Marvel tussled with Sony in a custody battle over Tom Holland. Yeah, this right here is the #1 reason why I said, you know what, y'all should have just jumped right on into the X-Men, jump right on into the Fantastic Four. You know, because, hey, look, Chadwick Boseman, nobody saw that coming. But, I mean, I think that particular era of the Marvel Cinematic Universe had closed that chapter. And it's not to say that you can't bring it back up, but I think they made a huge mistake not just jumping right in with the X-Men and the Fantastic Four and just giving everybody something new to look at. On the online backlash the Carol Danvers actress has received since joining the franchise, Larson previously said, "I don't have time for it." Well, why are you quitting it? You know, if you ain't got time for it, you ain't even read it. Just move on. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, nah, you definitely got time for it. I guarantee you, she knows everything people are saying about her. I don't have time for it. The things that I have extra time to really look at are like, am I eating healthy food? Am I drinking water? Am I meditating? Have I called my mom today? Did I check social media and see everybody trashing this character that I helped create? And all the negativity, have I done that? Yeah, I guarantee you, she knows everything that people are saying, all right? Trying to say, I ain't got time for it. Yeah, look. Despite Marvel seemingly wanting to build the future of the series on the backs of Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, and Black Panther, when asked about returning beyond the upcoming The Marvels movie, Larson responded, "Does anybody want me to do it again?" She knows exactly what folks are saying. That's why she said that. Asked 3 years later if she'd want to return as Captain Marvel after the 2023 movie, The Marvels, Larson answered, "I don't know. Does anybody want me to do it again?" Marvel had expected that Black Panther and blah, 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 we just said, okay? But that was no longer a future it could rely on. Yeah, because, again, all of this stuff hasn't worked. Spider-Man is the only thing that has worked. But not only that, these cats have no idea what the fans even want anymore. They have no clue what the fans even want. Remember this article? We talked about this. We put out a banger. They thought they was doing something with Ant-Man 3. They thought that Quantumania, oh, man, look what we did, baby. Yeah, man, we Marvel, man. Look what we did, man. We came out and knocked it out of the park. Man, y'all made one of the worst movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe's history. And they thought they was doing something. Again, that just shows the inability to read the room, to know what your fan base actually wants. It's kind of a problem with Disney if you haven't recognized that. Star Wars and all the other content that's out there, the little princess remakes, they have no clue what they're doing. They're just making content and they think they're doing something and they're turning out here getting shocked, right? We were shocked by the negative reviews. They didn't expect it. And that's again because they've lost it. They are not connected to their fan base. They don't know what the fans want. And then when the fans tell them, say, hey man, this is trash, this is garbage, don't do this, don't do that. Oh, they're just toxic. Oh, you toxic fans, you. That's what they do. Instead of just saying, you know what? Let's listen to these guys. Let's pay attention. Let's read the room. Let's try to hit pause, right? Time out. Let's listen to what these cats got to say. Well, now they're doing it, but that's because they have fallen on complete hard times. The fans have checked out. They're no longer interested, and they got all kinds of stuff in the pipeline that they want to bring out, but I don't know how it's going to go, okay? Yeah, once again, I think this Marvel's movie, all right? Yeah, I think this joint right here, man, I think this is going to be a huge disaster. This is going to be one. Again, circle that date on your calendar, November 12th. We're going to check back on this thing, and I guarantee you it's going to be a bloodbath. But you guys let me know what you think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.